I like that piece of land between where the glaciers and the mountains begin. I like to travel in that zone right there. I like to be right there. Here in Alaska, I focus on a lot of really remote places that, like I like to say that the #1 caption in my photographs is unnamed.
Awesome.
So,
which came first, the camera or the love of adventure and being in the mountains?
funny thing is, I grew up in the mountains, and while I was in high school and stuff, all I wanted to do was escape the mountains. You know, I'm a teenager, I had a skateboard. I just wanted to go down to the city where all my friends lived. And then I fell in love with photography, and it kind of made a big circle back to the mountains. So I went down, moved to Santa Cruz area, California, so I could study with a bunch of the old-timer, large format photographers, John Sexton, Ruth Bernhard, and all them. I draw upon those early years heavily still. Simplicity. The view camera was a real simple device. And you also had to learn light really, really well. You slowed down. I still don't take a lot of photographs. We used to go to the Himalayas with my view camera. I took 200 sheets of film
for the whole trip.
2 months. Yeah. So people think, that's crazy. And a lot of times I come back with extra sheets. There's something that I learned a long time ago is you kind of match the tool with the vision. And at the time, the view camera matched the way I saw. And one of the reasons why I switched to digital is like the view camera became a burden because of its weight and its size. And as much as I love the quality, it no longer matched what I was seeing. I wanted to be remote and wild and get out there. And the view camera, I found myself going, I gotta carry this thing. And that's when I knew that the tool was no longer matching the vision. And I started the Alaska Range project, the one I'm working on now, in 2005.
So you're 8 years into that project, is that right? 8 or 9 years in?
And we got 2 more to go. The book is to be published 2016. So it's going great. Lots of interest, which is exciting. I think this is the first time there's ever been a book of the whole Alaska Range.
It's awesome.
All 650 miles. So there's a lot of big sections between, you've been in Denali National Park, but there's a lot of land east and southwest of that are pretty much nobody really pokes around in much. To me, wilderness, true wilderness, remote wilderness, it's kind of here in Alaska, we're encroaching on it really quickly. So only about a third of the Alaska Range is protected land. It's open to lots of stuff. So I document these areas, photograph them, show them, so that when decisions come later, maybe 20 years from now, there's this big body of work here. Oh, hey, this wildlife lives out here. Oh, hey, look at this, look at this. They can make some good decisions on what they're going to do with the rest of the land. I see that we're often in this game of like catching up. Like, you want to build a giant mine there? We better send all these photographers over there to photograph it.
Right.
And it's like catch-up game. You're like, hey. And also, it is just going to be a pure celebration of big mountains.
Whether it's grizzlies or, a rogue caribou or something, or simply in the landscape, some experiences where you thought, thanks to photography, I'm really alive right now.
When it's tough, you're in your tent, it's 25 below, 40 below, and you're like, sunrise is coming. If it wasn't for photography, I wouldn't be getting out. I wanted to be experiencing those cold mornings and that fresh, crisp air. And for me, photography, it kind of kicks me in the bottom these days and says, get out there. What are you doing? Wake up, get working. I think I'm always seen like a photographer these days.
Yeah.
And so I don't care. I'm not the type that carries a camera with me everywhere I go. But I'm always seen like a photographer, and I'm always observing nature with a very critical eye and seeing light in a very critical way. So I don't feel like I need that camera to satisfy those things that when you're young and you're starting, the camera is like a new eyes.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa.
It's sort of like it's built in now.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. And, and that's true, I think, with lots of photographers. I took a course with Ruth Bernhard, who is a legend. And initially she was 90 when I took it with her, but she hadn't photographed for years. And I was a little disappointed by that. Like, but as soon as I spent time with her, I realized she doesn't need the camera anymore. Wow. She sees light better than anyone I'd ever met. She recognizes textures and everything, so aware that she didn't need the camera anymore to see like that.
The photography has shaped the way you see to the point where it's really not about the camera, but yet the camera and the process of photography has shaped you. It's left its mark, and you can't be the same from here on.
No, I've tried to quit photography.
Have you really?
Yeah. I try and I can't. It's like, it's in me. It's my blood. I can't shake it.